and welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemens, and this is the no-spoiler review of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I was so honored to be invited to the press screening and junket. I got to ask the cast some fun questions. I was so excited, you guys, so much so that I had a panic attack 10 minutes before the interview. Ask producer John, I'm a mess. Regardless, New Rockstars doesn't do many reviews, but some hot takes have made their way to the internet already, and we want to share our views. Hopefully I can get y'all even more excited and ramped up because I'm no critic. And once Black Panther: Wakanda Forever actually drops, expect an in-depth breakdown from King Voss himself.
And thanks to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. More about them later.
Again, this will have no spoilers, but just be careful social media and the comments that follow until you see the movie, because you know how the internet works. It's a mysterious place. So my general thoughts overall, I loved it. Ryan Coogler will always deliver. To me, Black Panther is one of the most cinematic movies the MCU delivered on, and the tradition is still kept in Wakanda Forever. It's so captivating and will always keep your attention solely off its cinematography, costume design, and musical score. As we all go in mourning Chadwick Boseman, Marvel really spent a great deal of time and dedication and remembrance to the actor, and you see it throughout the movie. It perfectly balances out grief, hope, and remorse. And yes, we've seen this in different Marvel properties, from like technically Spider-Man, WandaVision, Thor: Love and Thunder, but Letitia Wright and Angela Bassett and the rest of the cast really invoke every single emotion you face when losing not only your king, but your beloved co-star. At times, it doesn't feel like they're actually acting. Representation also really matters, you guys, especially for myself as a Black person, but I know that goes for the Latin folks as well. So this movie's cultural significance to brown and Black people are, it's so good. When I saw the first Black Panther, I was so happy to see someone who looked like me in a position of strength and power and resilience. It's not every day you see a king protected by a team of Black warrior women. I like to learn as much as possible about history. I was an art history major, and it was one of my favorite parts of Miss Marvel. So learning everything and anything about Namor was important to me, and I think they did a lot in that allocated time given. This part might be a weird takeaway. Truly, take it as you will. Did I cry? Not really. But did my heart literally shatter into pieces with me leaving the theater a shell of a woman? 100%. Absolutely. It was really hard for me to stand at the end. Overall, like, storyline and my feelings towards it, Wakanda Forever did such a great job with such a huge and ambitious storyline. We need to remember the timeline this entire movie had to go through to get to where it was today. According to Vulture, they started shooting in June 2020. You know, when COVID was like really hitting. When our boy Chadwick Boseman passes away, August 28, 2020, December 2020, they went through a bunch of more COVID stipulations. August 2021, Letitia Wright was injured on set. November 2021, Marvel shut down production. The crew went on hiatus. And January 2022, a lot of the cast and crew tested positive for COVID. You know, it just felt like this movie was never gonna come, and it was going through a lot. From having to readjust the script to COVID to injuries, so much was happening behind the scenes, and this movie really pulled through. You can see the hard work put into it. Every character has their own story to tell, lives to live, and are interchangeable. Out of this movie, my favorite part is the character development and relationships. That's why I'm doubling down on the script overall, because the dialogue and storytelling is just so smooth. The 2 hours and 41 minutes was paced perfectly for myself. I kept looking at my watch because I didn't want it to be over. I was like, please don't stop this. It grips you anxiously in the first act, you guys. Perfectly brings you to peace, smothers you in refinement, then in the climax seizes your confidence. But on the subject of storyline, this can be our segue into how this movie will fit as a major MCU event. So many new characters and so many new justifications. And let me tell you, Coogler is clearly a comic book fan and loves doing some fan service. This movie does tie up some loose ends in the MCU overall, and I think Ryan Coogler meant to do that. Coogler is an avid comic book reader, so it's no surprise that he answers what we theorize about all the time, but also leaves room for interpretation and inspiration. With Wakanda Forever, there's a minimum of 6 major plot points that easily will be pulled across the MCU Phase 5 and 6. That's a huge deal, you guys. This movie affects the past, present, and future. And remember, this is the last movie of Phase 4. This was our gift and farewell package, so you'll get an idea of where the MCU is headed, especially with the knowledge from D23's MCU timeline. But I can guarantee you won't know everything. I don't even know everything. No one knows everything. As we know, Phase 4 could easily be seen as what is grief, if not love persevering phase. But as my mom says, from ashes come new life, and we should keep that in mind when transitioning into Phase 5. If you're wondering like, hey, Jessica, what should I watch before Black Panther: Wakanda Forever? It's Black Panther. If you want to watch more than the first movie, you could watch Infinity War and Endgame just for the continuity, as some references are made. Stick to the first Black Panther just to understand everyone's dynamic and significance to Wakanda. I've gone all in on Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and it's so good. And when Black Friday and Cyber Monday roll around, you know I'm gonna track down every merch deal on the internet to deck out my place in anything Black Panther, because that's what the holidays are all about. And because I've been using Rocket Money to help save money all year, I've got the extra money I need to indulge as much as I want. And you guys know I'm addicted to merch. Rocket Money is my favorite all-in-one finance app. It helps me manage my expenses and save hundreds so I can spend more on what matters to me, which right now is a life-size cardboard cutout of Shuri looking determined and fierce. So let me tell you about it. One of Rocket Money's best features is that it helps you find and cancel all your unwanted subscriptions, and I know each and every one of you have at least 2 unwanted subscriptions right now. I have 6. With the app, I discovered I was wasting hundreds, thousands every month on stuff I didn't even use. With the money I've saved from canceling those subscriptions, I freed up lots of money for the inevitable Wakanda Forever soundtrack / Rihanna Arena concerts I need to see. I also really like their smart savings account and their budget tool. With the smart savings account, you can just choose the amount you want to save and how frequently. Rocket Money will automatically deposit your money into a savings fund that you can withdraw at any time. That is a deal. With the budgeting tool, you can automatically monitor your spending by category, get notifications when you've exceeded your spending limits, and visualize your spend to earn ratio by month, quarter, or even year. If you really are feeling ambitious, Rocket Money can even negotiate your bills for you. From internet service bills to cable and phone bills, simply by uploading a photo and tapping a button. It's all visual, baby. You can unlock even more features and premium too once you've signed up. 3.4 million people use Rocket Money to save with just a few simple taps, and you could be one of them. If you want to start managing your finances the easy way, you need this app. To try Rocket Money out for free and support our channel, head to rocketmoney.com/newrockstars or click the link in the video description. Go ahead and then come back to the video. So I've gone off about my favorite parts, okay? And I have some quarrels. I know, the woman that always disagrees with everyone on every panel show about something slightly different has something to say. It is kind of funny because overall, none of them are actually negative. At the top of the review, I said, I'm no critic, which is very true. Everyone will have different opinions on this film, like every film, and I'm solely here to share my experience and thoughts on why you should be excited like I was. Every MCU property has their own story that speaks to different people. I would never say otherwise. If you don't like something, I'm sure someone else does. And if you come out of Black Panther Wakanda Forever not liking it, okay, that's your feelings. But for me, I'm finna turn up. When I say none of my critiques are negative, I mean that they don't make or break the movie. I want them to get into the history and cultural aspects more. I would love to see the wildlife of Wakanda, things that wouldn't make or break this movie in my opinion. I love the movie because it felt authentic, its message was clear, and the representation was there and spoke so much to me. The title is literally Wakanda Forever, which has many interpretations, but for me, it's the nation is the people, the regions, and no one can take that away from them no matter what. So this easily brings me to my final thoughts. The movie was nothing like I expected. The trailer gave us so many fighting scenes, tears, farewell homages, but when watching the movie, it wasn't really telling how the storyline would go. Every MCU plot point is so heavy and had me pointing at the screen like Leonardo DiCaprio's meme, the like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So there's a lot to take away as far as situations that can come up again in the MCU later, but this movie is meant to conjure feelings and perception. I don't want you to be like me or Voss or anyone else that does these breakdowns and look in every nook and cranny for Easter eggs, but really devour this movie as a whole. I'll be seeing it again opening night for the Easter eggs, but I went into the press screening wanting the same feeling when I entered the first Black Panther years ago. I wanted to feel what the actors felt and truly understand every character and justification. The movie is literally poetic. It's beautiful, sad, joyous, all of the above, and I hope you love it. I hope it speaks to you like it did to me. I hope you leave the theater a shell of a person just like I did. Opening night will be wild, so please be safe, be nice to the theater workers, clean up after yourself, and always remember, we gonna be all right.